love flaky crust, juicy meat pies, then keep watching this video. Let me walk you through the entire process step by step. First, you start by cracking just one egg into a small bowl and give that a very good whisk. Once the egg is properly whisked and well done like this, we'll set that aside. Into a large mixing bowl, I will start by sifting my flour. For this recipe, I used 1 kg of all-purpose flour. I'll sift my flour properly to take out any dirt or lumps if there are any in the flour and to prepare it clean. Once our flour is well sifted and clean, I'll start by adding in my salt and give that a very good mix. Mix this till all the dry ingredient is properly mixed and well combined. Next, I'll create a hole or a well in the middle of the flour or dry ingredient and go in now with my extra cold butter or margarine. So the butter or margarine you are using should be very cold. So what you need to do is place it in the refrigerator few hours or few minutes before you start mixing, so as to get it really cold and ready. So I'll mix this in together with my hands until this forms a nice crumbly texture, and you know it's ready by the time the texture turns like this. It is crumbly like sand grains, and again by the time you take some of them and you squeeze them together, it holds its form. That way you know that's ready to go. Create a small hole in the middle again and add in the 1 egg we mixed at the beginning of the video. So add in the egg now and mix that up properly. Once the egg is properly mixed, we'll start adding in our extra cold water or ice water. We'll be adding in the water gradually at a time till this comes together and forms a nice dough. Now what you are doing at this point is not kneading. Please do not knead this dough as you knead your donut or your bread dough. You're just using your hands to bring everything together to make sure that it holds its form properly, and while adding your water a little at a time. And once you notice that the dough has come together properly like this, at this point you have to stop kneading. You don't want to end up with a chewy, tough and strong dough at the end of the day. So just stop kneading. The dough is absolutely fine and ready to go. So look how our dough looks at by now. It is ready. So I'll take out my plastic bag or my cling film and wrap the dough properly with my cling film, and then transfer this and allow this to cool off in the refrigerator while we start working on our meat pie filling. Next, we'll start making our filling, and for our filling I'm using 3 medium-sized carrots and 3 small-sized Irish potatoes. So clean that up and chop that into nice uniform cube shapes or cube forms. So for the Irish potato, I'll go ahead and add in a little bit of water. That's to keep the Irish potato fresh and so it does not change its color while we're making the filling. 1 medium-sized red onion for this recipe. I'm using 1 scotch bonnet pepper like the one you see in the video. It's not overpowering at all, it's just right and perfect. I will start by adding in a little bit of vegetable oil and allow that to heat up. Then I'll add in my red onion finely chopped and saute that for a few minutes until it's properly done and fragrant. And then I'll go in now with my minced meat. Now I'm using minced beef meat, and for this recipe I'm using 500 grams of minced beef meat. So be stirring this together so that it mixes and cooks up properly. So stir this from time to time so that it doesn't get burnt. Once it starts looking like this, it's now time to season, and for seasoning I start by going in with thyme, bay leaf, all-purpose seasoning, garlic powder, crushed bouillon cube, and a little bit of barbecue seasoning. So I'll stir this together and fry this up properly. Then I'll go ahead now and add in finely chopped scotch bonnet pepper. Now you could grate this or chop this, whichever method you prefer, it's fine and okay. We'll stir this up properly, and once that is done, we'll now go ahead and add in finely diced Irish potato and of course a carrot, and stir that up in properly. And at this point you could perceive the fragrance and the aroma of this fillet, and it is so brightly colored and everything is gradually coming together. So stir this properly and then taste for salt or seasoning. Now feel free to adjust seasoning or salt to your preference. I tasted for salt and I added a little bit more of salt. Stir that up properly and then add in a little bit of water, cover so that the Irish potato and the carrot cooks and soften a little bit. So while that is cooking, let's make our slurry. And for our slurry, I'm using corn flour. You can use all-purpose flour if you don't have corn flour at home. Add in some teaspoons into a small bowl and a little bit of water. Stir that up properly, and then our corn flour slurry is ready. So once our corn flour slurry is ready, we check back on our filling. And by this time, the flavors and the aromas are just so inviting. So I'll go ahead and add in my corn flour slurry, or like I said, if you don't have corn flour, you mix all-purpose flour with water and it will give you same results. So, and you can notice that at this point also the Irish potato and the carrot is a bit softened and cooked but not completely mashed. Yes, so once I've added my corn flour slurry, I'll stir this up properly and then cover this and allow this to simmer on low heat for a few more minutes. Once we check back, this is what it looks like. Our filling is properly cooked and it is nice and done. So we turn off the heat and transfer this into a large tray. Spread that out so that it cools faster. And so by the time our filling is cooling off in the tray, you can as well transfer your filling to a refrigerator if you want it to cool faster. Now check out our filling. It's so rich and really delicious. Next, we're going to be preparing our baking pan, and for that I'll line my baking pan with a little bit of butter and then place my parchment paper carefully on it. So while our filling is cooling off, now we'll get back to our dough. By the time I brought back the dough from the refrigerator, oh wow, our dough is ready, is chilled and very okay at this point. So I'll divide the dough into 2 portions and then roll this out properly. And please do not roll at this point, do not roll out the dough too thin, and I'll be telling you why. So we'll roll this out and then I'll take a circle plate like this. Just take any circle plate you have at home or any round shape and cut that out properly. So I'll be repeating this process for all the rest of the dough. So for the first I got 2, the next I got 4, and I'll be repeating this process till I've exhausted all the dough and until I've done cutting them out all. This is the reason I told you not to roll it out too thin at the first. So we're going to roll this a little bit to get it a bit wider and properly done, but not too thin as well. So once I've rolled that out, I'll place this carefully on my meat pie cutter and then go ahead and add in now some meat pie filling. Now add as much as you want. I'll go ahead now and egg wash the side. Now if you do not have egg or you don't want to use egg for this, you can go ahead and add a little bit of flour in water, make it very thick like the slurry we made earlier on, and brush this out. That will also hold this. The whole idea is to help this seal up properly. Press this out properly because you want this to seal up and tighten up properly, and so it doesn't burst while baking. And so once that is done, this is what it's looking like at this point. It's really beautiful and it came out perfectly well. So we'll repeat the process for the rest of the other dough. For this recipe, I'm using meat pie cutter, but if you do not have meat pie cutter at home, here's what you can do. After rolling and adding your filling, then egg wash the sides or apply the paste if that's what you're using. Fold it into half, then use a fork to press the edge and seal it up properly. The fork will do the job just like the meat pie cutter, and the meat pie is ready for baking. And once we are done, we'll start baking this in batch. Egg wash it. Use something like a kitchen knife or anything you have to make a pattern on it if you want, and then egg wash it properly. Then we'll bake this on a preheated oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. Now it depends on how hot the temperature of your oven, and once it turns golden brown like this, you take them out, our delicious meat pies are ready. Now, what part will be your favorite? The buttery flakiness of the crust or the juicy moist filling? Let me know your favorite part in the comment section. For the measurement in this recipe, you should expect to get at least 14 to 16 meat pies, and that's because I use the largest size of meat pie cutter, which is size 130. So if you're using anything less than that, then expect to get more. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, and don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon for all notifications so you don't miss out.